Happy Friday! What's going on, y'all? It's Nick here with F.O.F. Financial Coaching LLC, and I'm here today to talk about what else? Money. Hope you guys are having a great day today. Hope you guys are enjoying your Friday. Now, you know me as your financial coach. I want to see you do well with money. I want to see you transcend with money. I want to see you be the best steward that you can be with the money that God has entrusted you with, all right? So this right here is a new series. We're going to be talking about legacy for the next 4 videos. I hope you guys enjoy it. I want you to think about what it is that you can pass down to your children, what you can pass down to your children's children, all right? Now, legacy, of course, from financial terms, we're really talking about what type of money, what type of property, what you're actually going to leave them. Obviously, there's much more you can leave in your children, such as who you are, such as knowing God. There's so many other things besides material things, besides money. But I just want to put an emphasis on money because I think it's important to pass on a legacy, okay? This right here is video number 4. So I hope that you guys enjoy these videos, all right? So look, if you want to catch these as well as any of my other videos, please go to my website at www.foffcoaching.com. Now, if you have a question for me or you'd like to get some financial coaching, please don't hesitate. Send me an email at foffcoaching@gmail.com. You can also get at me on the website. There's a comment box there and I will answer it for you, okay? So listen, we're about to get into the video. Hope you guys like it. Hope you guys enjoy it. Thanks for your time. Have a good one. Here's the video. All right, so we only got a little bit of time left. So I'm gonna get through these last couple of things, okay? And I want you guys to think about this, again, not answer, just think about question 4 here. It says, are the choices we are making now contributing to leave it in inheritance later, okay? And I want you guys to understand that, again, as we talked about, shared with you about my mom. You may not be in a position to leave an inheritance. You may not be in a position to leave an inheritance of $1 million, $20 million, but whatever you can leave, understand the importance of trying to leave that to your children's children. It's a very important concept, and it's something that we have to have some action with. It's not just something that we can just talk about. But like most things in the Word, it's a lot of action. It's just not talking. It's just not praying. It just doesn't just, I prayed about it, I'm good, I'm done. Now, that's not how it works all the time. Sometimes God is giving you the wisdom. He's telling you, I want you to do that. Like, I want you to leave me and your children. I want you to leave money to your children. I want you to do these in your children. And he's not saying he's just going to do it himself. He wants you to do it. So he wants to do it through you. All right, so now, some tips. These are just tips. There's a lot of different ways we can leave a legacy to the family, but some things that I want to bring to you all's attention, okay? So this first fill in the blank, I have, if you have a spouse and or a child, you can obtain a what? A will. A will. I think having a will is so important. Anybody remember, I think when Patti LaBelle, was it Patti LaBelle who passed away? Or was it Aretha Franklin? Who was it? Who was it? It was Aretha? It was Aretha. I didn't remember which one. I asked the question. I didn't say she was. I asked the question. When Aretha Franklin passed away, I believe she had no will. All of her sons were all in litigation. So now the lawyers are taking all that money, all their estate, it goes to the government. It's all craziness, okay? Even now in families, how many times have you seen somebody pass away and then nothing is said like this is what's going to happen here and there? Then the children split up, they get mad at each other, people coming out the woodwork, this was my best friend and all this kind of stuff. So when you don't have a will, then to me it's a little bit selfish. And the reason is because when you have a will, you telling people this is what I want to happen with my possession, what I want to happen to my money. Everybody understands it. So you could be mad at me, I'm dead. You be mad at me all you want, but I don't want y'all to be mad at each other over my stuff. But be upset with me because you'll get over that at some point. Is that the person who's going to be mad at is the person who's already gone, if that's what's going to happen, because that's your wishes. So I think having a will is a very important aspect. It doesn't have to cost a lot of money. You can go to like LegalZoom or something like that, get you a $30 will just for your state if you move to a different state. Right. Right. So a will is super important because people think they're not going to die for some reason. Right. 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 Right? But you may not need, like if you're single, you don't have any responsibility, you don't have any children, you don't have a wife or anything, like you may not need a will, right? You may not need it.
Because I have a husband. So
yeah.
If I die, it automatically, there's no argument. See, that's what I think about.
Right.
It. That's what hesitates me. What are the chances of us both dying at the same time?
Right.
So,
but it's still possible. It's still possible.
That's what I'm saying. It's possible, but that's why we delay it.
Right. But I think it's important to have.
You do, yeah.
Right.
I tell you that my friends both are lawyers. Do not have a will.
Oof.
So
it's like doctors being the worst patient.
Yeah. So the next thing I got on the list, I said if you have a spouse and or a child, obtain some life insurance. Y'all already know this. Okay, good. Life insurance is important as well. And the life insurance can be a way also to give something to your family. You know what I'm saying? To give back to your family. But if something happens to you, again, if you have a spouse, if you have children, if something happens to you, you want to know they're taken care of. Even if your spouse doesn't work, the contributions that they make to the household are still so very great that a life insurance is still needed on both parties. Because if they're gone, it's like, how you gonna take care of something? What you gonna do? Like, right. And life insurance is not necessarily expensive, especially if you're healthy. Get some term life insurance. You want to get 10 to 12 times your salary, and you want to make sure you got that. And you have a 20-year term, and hopefully by the time you got enough wealth that at the end of that 20 years, you may not need life insurance anymore because you have enough. All right. This is another one. Again, help your children blank.
Learn financial responsibility.
That's not it, but that's a good one. But what he said is correct. Learning responsibility, that's a very important part. But I said, help your children pay for school. Pay for whatever their education is going to be after high school. Now again, this is not a must, and you may not be in a situation to do this, but if you are able to do it, the start in life that they can get from that can be so much greater. But also it ties up what Duran said. You have to tie that with understanding finance. They should understand personal finance. You have to be the one to teach them that, because if they don't learn that, it doesn't matter how much money you give them. It doesn't matter if you do pay for their school. It doesn't matter if you let them, $200 million. At some point that money can all go away because they have not trained with that. They have nothing else with that. Okay? And so, finally, kind of to end everything, I had a question about what about those that did not receive an inheritance? And I think sometimes it's difficult because a lot of us are like David, where we had to start from the bottom. And we had to hustle and get there, and hopefully got there the right way. But we saw some of our examples. Some of them didn't do the right thing. Abraham, you know what I'm saying? We see Isaac, we see Jacob, we see Solomon. We know Solomon was living it up, popping bottles, doing all that kind of stuff at one point in his life when he got a lot of money. But again, that goes back to what you're teaching them. Because if they can stay with the Lord, it doesn't matter how much they get. So I had Matthew 25:14-18 on here. It's the parable about the talents. And I wanted to say that because we may not all be given the same thing, but it's not about what you've been given, it's about what you do with what you got. And I think that the Lord I believe the Lord will bless it, and the Lord will turn it into something more. He can always do that. So it has to be enough about complaining about how your dad didn't do this, about how your mom didn't do this, how you didn't get a good start in life, how this, that, or your socioeconomic status. All that stuff, it may be real, they may be real variables, but if you're telling me that stuff is not enough for the Lord to overcome, or the Lord to allow you to overcome, then I think that's a whole different conversation that we're having. So I just want to leave that. And so finally, I got the last scripture on here, and this is from Numbers 14:18. This is Moses was praying for the people of Israel. And in this portion of the prayer, he said, the Lord is long-suffering and abundant in mercy, forgiving iniquity and transgressions. But he by no means clears the guilty, visiting the iniquity of the fathers on the children to the third and fourth generation. And so I just want to leave you all with that, to understand that this thing is generational. Because to God, what is time? Right? He already knows who your great-great-great-great-great-great-grandson is going to be. He already knows that. You the next part? What's the next?
His love up to 1,000 generations.
There you go.
So it's like, y'all, you're going to be blessed.
Yes.
You're going to make a mistake, but you're going to overcome it.
Yes.
So just like you just said, it's not an excuse.
Right.
Yeah, your mama didn't leave you nothing.
Right.
But your baby surely will be. But
right.
you can stop this generational curse.
Yes.
At any anytime by all means.
Yes. And that's very true.
Wheels made.
Yeah. And get the wheels made, right? Because, you know, we got to get things in order. It don't take long. It don't take much. So I hope, you know, something was said here that we learned some things. I hope something also, not just that we learned something, but that we would apply something. Man, I cannot stress more about the application. Nobody is perfect. We looked at Abraham. I gave an example where he lied to get some money, had a good portion of money, right, to get some possessions, right? We see Solomon, after he got some money, how he started tripping. Like we see this, so nobody is perfect. But I'm just saying that if you can do the best you can to stick with the Lord and trust him even with your finances. That's what this whole series has been about, trusting the Lord even with your finances in every aspect of your life. Then I believe that it'll be okay. Even if you make a bad decision, learn from that mistake. Keep on going. There's other chances he may give you. You know what I'm saying? If he doesn't give you another chance, maybe that wasn't for you. But it's just realizing and understanding that God is over all of this. God is over everything, and so we have to keep that in mind. And so that's pretty much all we got for this lesson. Hey, welcome back, y'all. Hope you guys enjoyed that video about legacy. I hope that you're able to take something from it and you really start to think about what kind of legacy are you going to leave your children? What kind of legacy are you going to leave your children's children, all right? So I know I'm talking from a financial sense, whether it's finances, whether it's property, of how you can pass those things down to the next generation. But think about this too. If they don't know the skills, how to handle that type of wealth or how to handle what you're passing down, that's no good either. So make sure you leave something in them as well, okay? Not just to them, but in them. But both of them are very important. Don't think of one as more than the other, but they're both very, very important things, all right? Because listen, man, you already know, you guys work way too hard. Way too hard to be scrounging, to have nothing left over to give someone else, so hopefully bless them so that your generation can continually do better even after you, all right? So instead, I want you to choose faith over fear for your finances, and of course, Happy Friday!